At this time, will the Committee of the Whole please come to order? This time we have the opportunity for public speakers. The committee has one speaker, Mr. Edmund Hakobian. Mr. Hakobian will have 3 minutes for public comment. Since his name has been called in the past, I want to make sure that he's not present. Okay, with that, we will now consider the consent agenda. Does any committee member wish to remove any items from the consent agenda for separate discussion? Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve all those items listed on the consent agenda? I have a motion. Do I have a second? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The items listed on the consent agenda are approved. Before we move on to our next item, I'd like to recognize Trustee Furstenberg for a special announcement about a program she has helped spearhead at CSU Fullerton.
Thank you, Chairman Day. I'm so pleased to announce a small but worthy grant for the Lawrence DeGraff Center for Oral and Public History. This program is at Fullerton, as all of us know, and is led brilliantly by Natalie Fusikas. Now they will be able to launch the CSU Women Presidents Oral History Project. And needless to say, our first two presidents will be Karen Haynes and Lisa Rohrabacher. So please make time on your schedule. I know that's not so easy, but we want to include you in this project. This is funded by a new group that call themselves Visionary Women. And they have done a wonderful job. They're led by a good friend of mine, Karen Murphy O'Brien, and Wendy Cruel, who many of you know, and Angela Nazarian. And they've donated half the funds for this project, and Natalie and I are committed to raising the rest of the funds. But I'm just so excited that this fantastic program at Fullerton will now include oral histories from all of our women presidents. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you, Trustee Furstenberg. And we are going to take a brief 10-minute break at this moment, and we'll come back to our next item. One more item on today's discussion agenda for the Committee of the Whole, and this is a very special presentation conferring the title of Trustee Emeritus to Larry Norton. Larry, on behalf of our trustee colleagues, both past and present on this board, and certainly on behalf of the students, faculty, staff, presidents, and alumni, thank you for all that you have done to further the values, vision, and public mission of the California State University. We appreciate your incredible professionalism and your deep and thoughtful insights into solving the greatest challenges and meeting the varied needs of this university. You have done so much over the years to advocate for every student, every employee, and indeed every member of the Cal State family. And we are all forever better for your service, leadership, collegiality to this system and this great state. You will indeed be missed, but we wish you well and all the best in your well-earned and long overdue retirement. So Larry, on behalf of the board, thank you again very much, and please join the Chancellor and me at the podium.
So we have the conferral of the title of Trustee Emeritus for Trustee Norton, a series of whereases. I'll paraphrase them. Larry was appointed to the board in 2012 by then Governor Jerry Brown, as provided, as just articulated by Adam, really distinguished service not only to this board, but to our students and employees and our communities. He has been a strong advocate for the power of and the importance of the California State University. He's been tireless in visiting campuses and prisons and communities along the way. He's served on, I think, just about every committee, either as a chair or a vice chair, and in some occasions more than once. He's chaired search committees for presidents, and he'll remain on the search committee for San Francisco State, which I'm very pleased to know. He has empowered innovation throughout our system. He has been influential in his comments that have moved people to different points of view on the policies that matter for California's future. So there's a whole series of whereases, much more articulate than I, but there is a resolution at the end, and that is by the Board of Trustees of the California State University that we confer upon Trustee Emeritus, we confer the title of Trustee Emeritus on Larry Norton with all the rights and privileges thereto. Larry, congratulations. So we'll have Larry offer some thoughts, and then we'll take a couple pictures and we'll move on.
At my first board meeting in 2012, the chair of the board forgot to tell me that at the end of the meeting I would be called upon to make a few remarks. Cipriano Vargas was the new student trustee that year, and he made an eloquent statement with regard to the CSU and his role as trustee. I, by contrast, went into a complete brain freeze. And so I have had 7 years to prepare my valedictory remarks. Regrettably, Michelle has informed me that I only have 20 minutes. Few of you are old enough to remember the speech given by General Douglas MacArthur before Congress in 1951, after he had been fired by President Truman as the commander of UN forces in Korea. He concluded his speech with the words of an old barracks room ballad that said, "Old soldiers never die, they just fade away." Well, expanding on the good general's thought, I can tell you that old trustees don't fade away. They just worry forever about stable and adequate funding for the CSU. And you can count on me for that. I will miss all of you. It has been my great privilege to serve on the board of this great university and to be a part of this great community. And we are a community of believers. And whatever our differences of opinion might be on a given issue or a given topic, we are all bound together by our shared belief in the mission of the CSU. And if anyone needs proof of the strength and resilience of that community, they need only listen to the stories told yesterday by Erica and Gail and Judy. As I said, I will miss all of you, not only those of you in this room, but all the wonderfully dedicated people that I have met across our 23 campuses. I will miss you, but I will not forget you, and I assure you that you will all be in my thoughts and prayers, because in my view, you are doing God's own work. So, God bless you and thank you.
And as trustees often do, they have something else to add.
I meant to acknowledge my nephew, Tim, and really, nephew does not adequately describe Tim's relationship to me or my family because he had lived with us for 14 years, including when he was pursuing his bachelor's degree at Chico State. So another product of the CSU.
Well, don't get too comfortable with that proclamation, Larry, because the conferral of the title of Trustee Emeritus is an action item. This may be one of the few moments where we have about 20 motions at the same time. So may I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
And 20 seconds.
Second.
And I'm sure there's no discussion. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item.
Lest anyone think I have embarked upon a campaign of self-aggrandizement, I respectfully abstain.
So noted for the record, and that's a commentary on your service to this board. Thank you, Larry, for all your service, and congratulations. That concludes the business of the Committee of the Whole.